I'm kinda new with apologies. Holding back, I got history. Yeah, yeah. But the way you've been crossing the line, oh, it's something in me that says it's fine. Hoping you wouldn't change me. Got the same old thoughts.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah. If you are new here, thank you so much for subscribing. I know I've seen a couple of new subscribers, so welcome to my channel. And if you have already been subscribed, then welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I organize my spice cabinet. It has been organized in the past before in the sense that I had everything in jars and labeled. However, it's been a long time and I just kind of accumulated more spices and I need to figure out a way to make it more easily accessible. So we're gonna dive right in, and if you enjoy organizing videos, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Alright guys, so this is what my spice cabinet looks like right now. It's not too bad, but as you can see, all the spices are kind of stacked on top of each other, making it really hard for me to get to the ones in the back. So what I'm going to show you guys is how I kind of created a system to display all these spices in a way that I can access them, and also how to store my extra spices.
Like I'm better off.
If you watch my videos, you already know that I have pretty basic steps that I follow every time I'm organizing a new space. You gotta empty it out, you gotta wipe it down, clean it up so that you have a clean slate.
You wouldn't change me. You got the same old.
If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I highly recommend you do, because I do share more updates there regularly. And I recently shared that I created my own all-purpose spray and I'm loving it, you guys. It feels so much more gentler on my hands compared to the store-bought ones you get. I also feel more comfortable using it around multiple surfaces around my house, being around my kids, versus using like the really strong cleaners that contain so many different chemicals in it. I mean, they're fine too, we've been using them for so long, but I mean, I'm always wiping things down, so I just thought it would be much more cost effective and be more safer for us to use in our house. So once the spice cabinet got all emptied, everything is out on the counter, I went ahead and started to remove the labels that I have, because I'm going to be replacing them with custom labels I got made from Mamba Designs. I'm going to link them down below. And this took the longest time. This whole organization was so easy to do. However, taking off the labels and removing that extra residue took a really long time, guys. So if you're watching along, then go ahead and make yourself a nice cup of coffee or tea, because that's what I'm about to do right now, so I can tackle this.
Under neon bright lights when I see you dancing on the Polaroids. Just wanna have a good time, don't you?
So here are the new labels. I've had them for so long and I'm finally excited to get them on my spice jars. So I got a little bit tired of scraping off jars, so I moved on to the other task. I wiped down the tiered organizers that I purchased. These are from Amazon iDesign company. I'm going to link everything down below. So I'm just wiping them down. They got a little dusty as I've had them in storage for a while. Now I'm placing them on the shelf and I'm going to start to, like, you know, just kind of get a visual idea of what I'm going to do. So these jars that I have are from Dollarama. I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with them. You can buy them in different sizes as well. So I still didn't finish taking off the previous labels, but I really wanted to get on my new labels just so I can show you how they look like. And I love them, guys. They're so cute. You can pick from so many different font options, and the best thing about it is, like, whatever size jar you have, you just measure it and kind of let them know, and they'll make the labels accordingly. I started this project during the day when my daughter went down for a nap, but then once she woke up and I picked up my daughter, then I put this project on pause, and now it's nighttime. And I'm just showing you guys the jars and how there's still some residue left. And as you can see, I used two size jars, okay? So I have like the main size, which I considered my bigger jars, and then I have the smaller ones, and those are for the spices I don't use as often. Now what you see me doing here is basically getting an essential oil. I'm using lemongrass. I put a few drops on a paper towel and I'm pretty much just rubbing it over the remaining sticker. But it doesn't work so well, so I don't really recommend this because I still had to scrape and then wash it with soapy water and a cloth. Anyways, we got through this. Just FYI, if you use label maker labels, just know that those things do not come off as easily. At this point, I got all the residue off and I'm just going in with a cloth and cleaner to wipe down the exterior of the spice jars. I'm not going to be washing them from inside out because I already have some spices in there and they're pretty good, they're clean. There's no need to do that, but if you buy new jars, then please do make sure that you clean your jars before placing your spices in there. I guess you could call this my favorite part, but I love when it's finally time to get labels onto your jars because it just kind of reminds me that I'm almost done the project and how everything is just going to look so much more organized, aesthetically pleasing, and functional. So these jars that I have, I purchased these a year ago from Dollarama and I really like them. They're pretty sturdy and they're good quality. I remember I never really had a proper set of jars that I could store all my spices in. So finally I made that decision to make a list. If you are new to organizing your spices, guys, if you've moved into a new house or you are just starting to get more into cooking, then I highly recommend you make a list of the staple spices that you use in majority of your dishes and just basically write a number down of how many jars you need, go to the store and purchase them. And if you're living in Canada, Dollarama has amazing choices. You can even look on Amazon, but I think Amazon is a little bit more pricier. Lately, these bamboo lid jars are really trending and I love that bamboo look so much, but I don't want to spend money on repurchasing like 16 plus jars. So instead of purchasing new ones, I'm going to just be giving these ones a little transformation. And if you can take a guess, please comment down below on what you think I'm going to do with these jars. You're going to be seeing it in the end of the video and there's already a hint that I showed you. So the jars are finally labeled and they're good to go. All I have to do is fill them up with more spices. The ones that are empty, they need more spices, so I'm going to go ahead and do that next. But before we do that, I just want to talk about when you're shopping for spice jars, to just keep into consideration the type of cooking you have in your house. For me, what worked best was having 2 different sizes, just because I already had smaller jars before and I didn't want to throw them out, so I made a system where I bought all these bigger jars for my more commonly used spices, which is like salt, black pepper, coriander powder, cumin powder, cinnamon sticks, and then the smaller jars are for like garlic powder, onion powder, things that I use in less quantities, if that makes sense to you. But you can do whatever works for you. If you want to buy all of the same kind of jars, you can go ahead and do that. But do remember, whenever you purchase a jar, is the opening of the jar like narrow or is it wide? You just want to be able to make sure that you can fit a teaspoon into there to scoop up your spice, because if you can't fit a spoon in there, that will become a little bit tricky for you to get your spice out. Now in this container, I'm just putting away all the extra spices I have, and this is going to be my like extras bin, and it's going to be tucked all the way at the top, so that way when I need to refill my jars, I know exactly where the extra spices are. I'm going to grab that bin and I'm going to find the spice I'm looking for and pour it into my jar. Now I'm just bringing all my spice jars closer to the cabinet so I can visualize where I would like to place each spice. I like to place the ones that I use frequently, obviously, closer to the front, and the ones that I don't use as often in the back. But now I'm just so glad that they're not going to be stacked on top of each other. They're all going to have their own little place on the shelf, and whenever I need one, I can just simply remove one jar and get to the one behind it.
maybe you taste different. Hold up, baby, I can't sit beside you while you're going on about your simple life.
To give it a balanced look, I put the larger jars to the right and to the left, and then I decided to keep the smaller jars in the middle, and I feel like it looks so perfectly balanced like this. So now you see me just putting away my extra spices. I have them stored in a container. These are from like the dollar store. And now I'm going to go ahead and place my Shan masalas in a nice even row where I can see the label, so I know which box is which. If you're not familiar with Shan masalas, these are pretty much pre-packaged spices for certain dishes, and I keep them on hand in case if I'm running low on a spice. So these are just kind of like my backup, and for certain dishes that I am not really a pro at making, I just kind of go to the Shan masalas, and they're great. They taste amazing. And then lastly, I just decided to throw in a little lazy Susan there for the looser objects like my salt and pepper shaker, and for like my chili flake shaker, and I have vanilla extract that I usually keep up here, so I added that for easy access. And then I spray painted my lids gold, guys. This is what I was talking about. This was my little DIY project. I thought it kind of defines me. I don't really find gold spice jars anywhere. I've never come across them, so I thought I could just do it myself. And yeah, here's the final look, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done so. Bye bye.